In every crisis, the rich and powerful always seem to have a plan. But what if I told you that some of history's most famous political figures were quietly preparing for doomsday, just like modern preppers today? From Cold War leaders stockpiling supplies to presidents building hidden bunkers, these are the 10 political figures who were secret preppers. This is Deca Facts, and we post new videos 3 times a week, diving deep into history's forgotten truths and survival secrets. Let's begin. 10. Winston Churchill, the wartime survival strategist. Winston Churchill wasn't just fighting wars with words, he was preparing for total collapse. During World War II, Churchill had a hidden underground complex known as the Cabinet War Rooms, complete with food storage, filtered air systems, and living quarters. It was designed to survive a direct bombing. He even ordered backup food stores and whiskey reserves, knowing morale mattered just as much as munitions. Churchill's philosophy was clear: hope for victory, prepare for disaster. 9. John F. Kennedy, the bunker president. Most people know JFK for the Cuban Missile Crisis, but few know how close he came to full-scale nuclear prep. After the 1961 Berlin crisis, Kennedy quietly encouraged Americans to build fallout shelters and made sure the White House had its own. A secret Cold War facility, Raven Rock, was prepared to house key members of government if Washington was destroyed. He even had private escape routes mapped from Camp David to secure underground bunkers. JFK might have been cool under pressure, but behind the scenes, he was prepping for nuclear winter. 8. Richard Nixon, the continuity of government prepper. Nixon's paranoia wasn't just political, it was practical. Documents declassified years later revealed Nixon's continuity of government plans, which included underground bunkers, fuel reserves, and even secret relocation sites for his cabinet. He also backed funding for Mount Weather, a massive survival complex in Virginia still used today for emergencies. Nixon feared not just the Soviets, but the possibility of civil unrest at home. His obsession with control extended to ensuring survival, no matter the cost. 7. Ronald Reagan, the nuclear realist. Reagan's Hollywood optimism hit a prepper's mindset. He was deeply worried about the aftermath of nuclear war, so much so that he commissioned studies on how ordinary citizens could survive radiation and food shortages. He pushed for civil defense drills and expanded America's bunker network during the 1980s, including a personal emergency plan for him and Nancy. While Reagan preached peace through strength, he quietly ensured the White House could function underground if the world above was reduced to ash. 6. Joseph Stalin, the underground fortress builder. On the other side of the Iron Curtain, Stalin was preparing in silence. He had massive underground cities built beneath Moscow, with rumors suggesting entire rail lines connected them. These secret bunkers included dining halls, living quarters, and even communication centers, designed to withstand nuclear war or internal revolt. While his citizens faced famine, Stalin ensured his survival circle had food, air, and space to rebuild the Soviet state. His version of prepping wasn't about self-reliance, it was about power preservation. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this deep dive into history's hidden preppers, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. At Deca Facts, we uncover the stories of how power, survival, and secrecy have always been connected. Now let's get back to the countdown. 5. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Great Depression planner. FDR knew the panic of scarcity better than anyone. While rallying the nation with the New Deal, he privately ensured the White House could sustain itself during another economic collapse or attack. He ordered extra reserves of food and medicine during World War II and had his staff rehearse continuity plans. FDR's family estate in Hyde Park was stocked with survival supplies, and some historians believe it doubled as a rural escape in case Washington fell. His preparations were foresight to ensure the country would survive a disaster. 4. Mao Zedong, the cave survivalist turned superpower leader. Before he ruled China, Mao lived as a guerrilla fighter, constantly on the run, surviving in caves and mountains. That experience shaped his obsession with self-sufficiency. After taking power, he pushed the idea of people's defense, encouraging every citizen to learn survival tactics, from farming to first aid. He even ordered millions of underground shelters during the Cold War, turning entire cities into prepper fortresses. For Mao, prepping was policy. 3. Jimmy Carter, the solar prepper. Jimmy Carter was a different kind of prepper, one who believed in renewable survival. During the 1970s oil crisis, he famously installed solar panels on the White House roof, calling for energy independence. Carter's private ranch included water collection systems and backup generators. He often warned Americans about over-reliance on foreign energy, predicting that crisis will come when we least expect it. In a way, Carter's environmentalism was modern prepping, quietly building resilience before it was popular. 2. Kim Il-sung, the Hermit Kingdom survivalist. North Korea's founding leader built a nation around the prepper mindset. Kim Il-sung constructed thousands of bunkers and secret tunnels throughout Pyongyang and beyond. His military and government trained for survival under siege, stockpiling food, fuel, and weapons. Even decades later, his legacy continues. Every North Korean home reportedly includes basic survival rations. For Kim, survivalism wasn't optional, it was national policy. 1. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the general who planned for doomsday. Eisenhower, the military strategist turned president, might have been history's most organized prepper. During his presidency, he approved the creation of massive underground bunkers like Raven Rock and Mount Weather, complete with supplies, communication hubs, and protected leadership quarters. He also supported Operation Alert, nationwide drills to test America's ability to function after nuclear attack. Eisenhower knew that civilization's survival depended on preparation, not panic. His military discipline became a national prepper blueprint, one that still shapes government policy today. Throughout history, leaders have told their citizens to stay calm while quietly preparing for the worst. Whether motivated by fear, strategy, or pure survival instinct, these political figures remind us that prepping isn't new. It's just hidden in the halls of power. This is Deca Facts, bringing you the stories they don't teach in school. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit subscribe and don't miss our next deep dive. We release 3 new videos every week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next countdown.